Hi, everyone, and welcome to Divine Resolution Tarot. My name is Chanel, and I'm your reader every time you visit this channel. This reading is intended for the sign of Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. If you're watching for a Capricorn, this will feel like a message for you about your Capricorn, so you're going to want to reverse the roles. If you need any additional information, I suggest you check out any of the other signs in different placements in your chart. So Capricorn, this month is interesting. You have the X, right? You have true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. You have some issues though. Looks like there's a big argument, or there was a big argument. There could have been too many people involved in this situation. I'm seeing that the person you're interested in, it does look like for the time being, this has come to an end. This seems as though it's come to an end because something has changed. Now, I feel like you may have been feeling as though you weren't on the same page as this person because you're coming through with King of Pentacles in the reverse. They're kind of coming through with the Queen of Wands in the reverse. So it could be that you're either having trouble with the idea of committing to someone and moving the connection forward, or it could be that you feel as though your offer for something stable has been rejected. Okay. I feel like with what I'm seeing here, even though this X card came out, this kind of feels more like a situationship or something that's not really defined, because I feel like your person doesn't want to keep having a physical relationship. You don't want to be in a relationship. So I don't mean to laugh, but it's like you're both like, it's literally like your person being like, I'm not having sex with you anymore until you figure out what you want. And you're like, I don't want to be in a relationship and I don't want to be with you if we're not sleeping together, because I feel like that's the whole purpose of this connection. Now, I don't know what you all have talked about or how it got to this point, but this person was really angry at the fact that things didn't move the way they wanted, okay? So I feel like that's what brought about that ending, was that both of you, as much as there's a very strong attraction, you didn't want the same things, or if you wanted the same things, it seems like it was never at the same time. Like maybe when you were ready to commit, they didn't want to be in a relationship. Maybe when they wanted a relationship, you were over it, right? So the difficulty here is that this feels stagnant in a lot of ways, even though this seems like this is your person. I feel like your person has really kind of drawn a line in the sand. This month, you may feel as though they're being very silent, right? Because I'm seeing that there was an argument, or that there will be an argument if you haven't had one already. I feel like perhaps it's already happened, for the simple fact that the situation seems as though it's over for the time being, but this person is still coming up in your energy. As you're moving through the month, though, you're going to start looking at the situation and seeing, I'm not trying to make you mad, but you're going to start seeing like the way this person treated you. So it could be that you end up revisiting an old partner just to hang out or, have a physical connection. You're going to start comparing the old energy to whoever you're spending time with now. And you're going to start seeing like, wow, my old person was not so bad. So I don't know how you'll feel about that. But you're going to be doing a lot of thinking about what this person that you were in this situationship did, what they said, how they treated you, what they brought to the table. And I see you starting to look at this ending and wondering, was this really what you wanted, right? Or was this kind of like an impulsive power move, because there's a struggle. There's a power struggle between the two of you, okay? There's an energy of feeling disappointed, perhaps, that this person is not coming after you, or trying to communicate with you. It seems as though you're coming to the realization this month that you had everything you wanted, but the difficulty is that when you had it, you didn't realize that it was everything that you wanted, which sucks, right? Because now you're looking like, how do I fix this? And there's a lot of hesitation here because you don't know if you can, right? Maybe you've been at this for a long time with this energy. Maybe you would have to give up some things, right? There's the oracle card of wounded and children in the reverse. So this person could be a divine partner because they're coming through with the emperor energy. They could have triggered wounds, right? And you have to face parts of yourself that maybe you don't want to see, and that's okay and that's understandable because it's really hard when you're dealing with a twin, right? We don't always want to stay in that awful feeling of thinking about all the things that happened to us in the past or why we behave the way we do now, right? This situation is forcing you to have to do some shadow work, okay? So you got the card reconsider this month. And I feel like that's a lot of what you're going to be doing is thinking about wow, what I thought was so important, maybe that wasn't so important, right? Because I feel like when you were with this person, you were trying really hard to always create distance so you could maintain a sense of I'm free, I can do what I want, I can come and go as I please. But now that you're in a new situation, I feel like what's important to you has changed, right? Like the support that this person was giving you, or the attention this person was giving you, or just the way you felt when you were with them, right? It seems as though this month you're going to be doing a lot of reflecting on that, right? Now, you have an opportunity this month, the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. So I feel like this person is not going to take any action towards you. They've said what they had to say. They've moved away from the situation. I feel like they're still here. I feel like they're just waiting to see what you will do. But as far as this goes, you have get more information, and that's in the reverse. So you know everything you need to know about this connection. The difficulty here is, will you allow yourself to see what this connection is, right? Because this is the romance of a lifetime, right? And I think intuitively you know that. And that's why this high priestess is in your advice energy, because you're not following your heart, right? You're thinking of all the reasons why this would limit your freedom, or why this could be a hassle, or why this could go wrong, but I feel like through the month, if you're doing other things, you're finding that none of those situations resonate with you the way that whoever this is does, okay? So you have an opportunity to decide, where do you want to be, right? What's worth your time? And I feel like with this King of Pentacles in the reverse, maybe up until this point, you hadn't found anyone that was worth your time, right? If you've never had something, it's kind of hard to recognize what it is, right? If you've never seen something before. So this month, it seems like you have an opportunity to reconsider what you want for yourself, what you want for your future, and where you really want to put down roots. Now, this person, they're not talking to you, and they got fear in the reverse. So they're not afraid of you leaving anymore, right? They're not doing the things they used to do. Maybe this was somebody who would come after you if you argued, or who would reach out. This person could have really said some things that hurt you, where you're like, wow, is this really how you see me, right? And this was said out of anger, right? So this person, I feel like, probably didn't hold back. Now, though, they're in a space of just, I don't want to say they're waiting, but they are watching. Like, if you feel like this person doesn't care, they definitely do. And I'm not saying that they're stalking your social media, because they're not, but they're not completely detached from this the way that you think that they are, okay? If you feel like this person is gone, it's because they're working on other things at this time. But I do feel like they're still in the back of their mind hoping that the situation could change. Okay. Now, Three of Wands in the reverse is going to be your obstacle. So here's the difficulty. You also have remain positive at the bottom of your deck and communicate clearly. I feel like that's going to be the problem with this Three of Wands, is that you're kind of in this space of feeling regretful, but you're not willing to do anything about it because you've lost faith in your ability to be able to fix this. Okay. There's no swords here, not one sword. So nobody's saying anything. The difficulty here is that you will have to take action to start creating what you want, right? And I feel like some of you are thinking like, well, I didn't break it. Why should I fix it, right? Well, you're also watching this reading, which is giving you the clarity of like why this situation isn't working out, right? I feel like just when things are about to change for you and your person, it ends. So maybe you argue or you ghost each other or you go no contact, right? Because taking that next step would require you to have faith in one another, right? Or faith in this connection. And because you don't feel this in your like, you're not listening to your higher self, you don't have faith in this, right? You feel like this is just going to be a waste of time. This person's just going to cheat. They're going to disappoint me. It's going to go the way it always goes. It's better to leave before I get sucked into something that's just going to, waste my time. Like, there's all these worries about this person possibly disappointing you the same way an old partner has. And if you've dealt with this person in the past, I don't particularly feel like either one of you has really done anything horribly wrong. I feel like if anything, I mean, you could have met this person while you were in a relationship and they could have been like the person you had an affair with because of these cards. And now it's like you don't know how to ever move it to like, okay, now I'm single, you're single, where's this going? But as far as doing something to each other, I feel like outside of like arguing or feeling like you're wasting one another's time, I don't particularly feel like either one of you have done something just so unforgivable. I think the issue here, though, has a lot more to do with ego and pride and fear, right? Being afraid. This person that you're dealing with, Capricorn, they're not afraid anymore. I think that they know what they want. I feel like at one time what they really wanted was you. And they're willing to face whatever will come, right? You'll have to figure out if you're willing to do that with them or not. And that really is the obstacle, is like, can you make that choice to leave the past behind and kind of step out on love and faith? Because this person has graduated, right? So they're like, hey, I'm not afraid of getting hurt anymore. Maybe the two of you have hurt each other so many times that this person is just like, there's very little that you could do at this point, right? I'm going to pull you an oracle card. Then I'm going to take it over to the extended reading because you're being told that this is your person, Some of you need to let go of an ex. And that's part of the problem, is that the person that you're thinking about that's coming through in this reading always feels like they're like second to someone else. There's a lot of issues in this connection, and it has to do with priorities too. It has to do with priorities because like this King of Pentacles in the reverse, this can also be somebody that's like a stepdad, and with the children reverse, maybe you keep doing something with a child, like picking up a child, spending time with a child that is not yours, right? So it's like you're still attached to something that's over. And that really is pissing someone off. Like, how do you move forward? How can we move forward if you're not allowing old situations to leave your life and making room for our situation to change and grow, right? Yeah, there's some real issues here, but I feel like the difficulty is that you're both just butting heads right now. And the communication's bad. There is no communication. I feel like it was a pretty big fight. And if that hasn't happened yet, prepare yourself because it's coming. All right. Set your sights higher in the reverse. Increase your standards and expect more for yourself. Don't settle. So I feel like the thing is that your person is not willing to settle for whatever this situation is anymore. And I'm not saying that they're right and you're wrong. I'm not saying you're right and they're wrong. I'm just saying that this has gotten stale for whoever you're dealing with because of the Emperor card. This is talking about expansion, growth, stability, putting roots down, right? With this in the reverse and King of Pentacles in the reverse for your energy for the month, I'm kind of feeling like I don't want to piss you off, but it's kind of like you're waiting for something. Maybe there's something about this person where you just feel like you could never be with them. Or maybe they don't have like what your ex had or whatever. And it's almost like you're holding this person to a standard that you're not matching. You know what I mean? Like maybe you have because ego is playing a huge role here. So maybe check your ego as well. And I'm not saying it to make you angry, but it's like, are you out here like, oh, I'm only going to marry a king. I would never, date a taxi driver. That's beneath me. But then you work at Subway, right? It's kind of like that energy of are you, for the way that it seems like you're kind of downing this person or have been downing this person, are you on a level that is just that much above them, right? That you should treat them that way. And I feel like as the month goes by, that's when you're going to start noticing wow, I took a lot for granted. Maybe I thought, this person wanting to Netflix was boring because we never went out and made reservations. But now I'm at a restaurant with somebody I don't like, and I kind of just wish that I could stay home and watch a movie, right? You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying you don't deserve better by any means. I'm just saying that maybe when you were dealing with this connection, you were looking for something that you thought everybody else would support. Oh, girl, you got a guy with a PhD. And maybe you're not in love with the man with the PhD. Maybe you fell in love with the barber, right? But because people are going to judge you or they're like, oh, you could do better, right? But what difference does it make if that person makes more money or they're have all this prestige if they don't treat you well, right? Or if you're not happy, And I feel like this month they're going to start really looking at that wow, everything that I thought defined success doesn't. Everything that I thought I wanted in a relationship, I didn't. And I had what I wanted and now it's gone, right? So I'm going to put the extended reading preview at the end of the video because I'd like to see what's going to happen with your person. I feel as though this could happen, but there's a lot of obstacles to success here, right? Even if this is your true love, there's actions that need to be taken, decisions that need to be made, conversations that need to be had, right? So let's take a look at what your person is up to. We'll see how they're feeling about you right now and what they want out of this connection. I want to see what they're not telling you, what they'll do in the future, and what that'll create for the both of you, right? All right, Capricorn, good luck with this. I hope you're not upset with me, but I feel like I can be kind of blunt with you all because I don't take you to be a sensitive sign. But thank you for allowing me to read for you, and I will speak to you soon. Bye. It's like they want the work to be 50-50, but what they'd really like is for you to be able to work together to build something together rather than to feel like they're always having to live a life separate from yours. And I'm not sure if you are in a situation where you're married and this is like the other person, because that's almost what this feels like, is like you have no, I don't want to say interest, but like you have no investment in this person's life whatsoever, is kind of what this looks like. And your attention is everywhere else. And so this person is like, well, for what I'm dealing with, I could be single. For the amount of work I'm putting into this, to feel as though my Capricorn is working on something else somewhere else and I'm just by myself, I don't want to be alone anymore. You know, like this person may even be telling you that if you end up communicating, and that's a big if, because there's no swords except for this one. So I feel like maybe if you're watching this person, you could be seeing them. I don't want to say they're out with other people, but maybe they're just posting things about like what a good relationship is and what it's not. And they're saying things that you experience with them, right? Like, oh, if you love me, you wouldn't have left me on red, you know, and maybe you're like, damn, I did do that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's that, where this person is kind of putting it out there. Like, I want something different. I feel like they would prefer it to be with you, but they also feel like